You know, there are guys, you know, during those days where people used to bend, life was so well for people. I mean, you could just go out 10 minutes or an hour, you come back, you got a bag full of money. People then changed their lifestyles. They bought big houses, they bought big cars, they sent kids to very expensive schools. But you are talking of worldliness, and worldliness financial is part of worldliness. Most of the guys, some of the guys that are having heart attacks, that are dying, it's because they are got such ego, they're failing to change and downgrade their lifestyles to their current financial means. You get where I'm coming from? So in life, one of the most important things is you don't try to keep up with the Joneses. Be honest to yourself. The only person that will not be able to lie is yourself. So a lot of people will live life trying to impress the guy who's next door, but you are suffering inside. What value and purpose is that to you? And guess what? When that guy goes home and sleeps, he doesn't even think about you. But you'll be stressed. So be proud. Some of us, I mean, when I went to primary, I grew up in Zengeza. I went to a primary that some of you will never know, not Zengeza age. But I've done well in life. It doesn't mean if you send your kid to an expensive school, it's a guarantee that they'll do well for life. If you're not careful, you'll be creating a perennial dependent. So at the end of the day, one of the most important things is when you make decisions based on where you want to go with your life and how effective you want to become in life. You can't borrow to send a kid to primary school. When they get to university, what do? Sell your house. How to increase personal effective through growth? Be a continuous learner. I think if you find in life your ability to solve complex problems has got a very strong correlation with the knowledge base you have. By being a continuous learner, it does not necessarily mean that you go and get an MBA, go and get a PhD, go and do this, but just reading journals and information that can just edify your well-being. There are books like a person like Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad, just that literature that makes your mind start thinking in a different fashion and different manner. So try each month to read a single book. If you start with that, I can tell you by the time you come through the self-development cave, you'll go to more solutions to the problems that you're currently facing. Your life will be a complete transformation. So personal development, continuous personal development is one of the most important things that is going to differentiate you from the rest of the pegs. I call it the slight edge. The slight edge is what you do on a daily basis that may not be so different from others do. That will give you that edge. You know, if you go to a World Cup, I'm not a football fan, so I don't want to choke myself in this case, so you help me. But for those that are football fans, the last World Cup, who came number one? Number two? Number three? I'm just trying to demonstrate to you the slight edge, like in horse race, the horse that wins the race sometimes is just wins by a nose fast. But the prize money could be more than 20 times the second prize. And in football, let's take football. A guy like Messi, his football level, his skill level, if you take a guy who's the local guy who's playing football very well. These days in Zimbabwe, I don't follow football. Huh? If you take Ronald Steele's skill level and Messi's skill level, the difference is not that quantum, but their earnings, they are worlds apart. The difference in earnings is not substantiated by the difference in skills. You get where I'm coming from? So reading personal development, being a continuous learner, you give that slight edge, which makes you being always at the right time, at the right place, and that is what is a game changer for your life. You get where I'm coming from? Then being updated. I think one of the most important things is most people these days, they will have degrees, they will have this, but with the way things are changing because we are now living what is called the information age. And in the information age, things are changing on a daily basis. So you've got to continuously update and be a continuous learner. Because some of us are beautifully equipped with knowledge and books that are no longer relevant to solve the current problem. You've got certificates of home, but companies are closing up, barely up. Why is it that? People are still referring back to information that is no longer relevant in the current space that we have. So update yourself so that you'll be able to navigate and be able to go further. You know, when they started making cars, you know, don't have radio. Then they put aircon. You find cars these days, like the cars that are coming out these days, if you sleep, it wakes you up. If you want to go outside the road, it comes back on the road by itself. The new Mercedes S-Class, if you are in the freeway in the developed economies, it is what is now called the Follow Me Home kit. But if you press a button, it drives yourself in a freeway without even touching the driver's wheel. So they are innovating and changing. Why are we not doing the same for ourselves? We want the latest car, but we don't want the latest knowledge. It's a mismatch. That's why we have dreams that will never manifest. Step up the personal development and be proactive. I think one of the most important things in life is being proactive is you've got to prepare yourself. You know, they say success is when preparation is an opportunity. By being proactive, you are preparing yourself so that should an opportunity arise, you're not missing. You know, there are jobs that you see in the paper, you say, you know what? Everything that they are saying about this job when it comes to the job description, I am doing exactly that. But on the minimum requirement of qualification now, that's where you fall short. You have missed an opportunity. But you are prepared by going to school. You submit your CV, you go there, you test on them, you get the job and you get a better salary. You get where I'm coming from? Yeah. So being proactive is to prepare yourself before the time comes. Then personal development, I think I've touched on personal development, it is all encompassing the things that I've just taken you through. How do you improve personal effectiveness through listening? You know what? We were given 2 ears and 1 mouth. It means you've got to listen twice as much as before. Most of us, there are 3 types of listening. There's what is called the out for lunch. Out for lunch is like I'm talking, some of you are really thinking about lunch, they're not even hearing what I'm saying. Out for lunch is sometimes when you're talking to someone, you're not listening to what they're saying and they want you to give them feedback. Then you say, you've got no clue what they're talking about. That's being out for lunch. Then the second type of listening is called already listening. Already listening, usually women are very good with that. When someone is talking, already crafting a response before they even finish. Like if it's your husband. Before even over that, that's called already listening. But where I'm asking you to go to, which is part of personal effectiveness, is what is called generative listening. Generative listening is where you listen attentively to what someone is saying. Then when you think through it before you respond, then when you respond with the appropriate response that shows to you that you've been listening to what they're saying. So that's the type of listening that you guys are wanting to do. Then be flexible. I think one of the most unfortunate things is in life, a lot of us, we fail to get to our destiny because we fail to adapt. The world is changing. Things are shifting. Spaces are changing. So one of the most important things is for you to be very flexible. Like these days, when I joined Old Musho, I'm a marketing executive for the business unit called Life Assurance. So in the department, they had a personal assistant to the marketing executive. So they gave me a personal assistant, but I didn't need a personal assistant because I now do all my typing. I do these things by myself. You get where I'm coming from? But her job description was very limiting to what I could then make it do. I then changed the job and made it a marketing assistant. Now she's able to do marketing functions that has got nothing to do with being a personal assistant and marketing executive. She now goes to conferences, to shows, exhibitions. She's now doing brand profiling. She's doing stakeholder engagement. She's doing event management. And I've been requested that she to go to school. She's now doing a diploma in marketing. So if it would be someone, they would have resisted. But where we are going, I will not need a person like that. I need a person who would assist me in my marketing functions, the strategic issues that enable me to deliver on my government contract. You get where I'm coming from? So at the end of the day, as an individual, you should actually see the seasons are changing and position yourself so that you not miss the boat. Because if you look at guys who do saving very well, they know when to time the tide and ride the crest of the tide, and that's how they win. So in life, it's the same principle. Then understand. I think understanding is one of the most important things. It's an indispensable tool. To understand is being the ability in environment and be empathetic what is happening in that environment. An example would be you're working for a company that you know that is being financially challenged. Sometimes they then say we're doing 1 week in, 1 week out. Once you understand and see things they are, you accept that. But that gives you an opportunity because when one door shuts, another door opens. You could then start doing and pursuing. Most of you want to have your own businesses. But if the government tells you to go a week away, you cry. Why don't you use that week now to start building your own business? You get where I'm coming from? So sometimes you fight a battle that you not win because you don't know how to pick the spoils. Then adapt. I think one of the most, I will give you an example of a shark. You know, a shark is the only animal that if it's placed in a tank, it will never grow to outside the tank that is even is being fed. So in life, by adapting, we should see how the environment is and change with the climate so that you don't become extinct. Why the dinosaurs became extinct? Because it failed to adapt to its environment. So adapting is one of the most important things in life. I think I'm done on personal effectiveness. Thank you. Every morning in Africa, the slowest zebra will be interested by the first line. You get where I'm coming from? So what this paper has just done is it has invested in the motorbike. So the man wrote a tough application. So the process you are going through here is equipping you so that when you go back to the office, you're able to effectively discharge your mandate. So that those things that have been challenging you should now become something that you'll be able to scale to. You know, they say carbon or coal. Coal is not a very valuable mineral, you know that. But when it's pressured and subdued under a lot of pressure, it is that which converts to diamond, one of the most valuable minerals. So in life, you find that pressure sometimes that we share away with is meant to come to us so that it refined and crystals to become valuable minerals that will then be able to aid to the movement of humanity.
Will go to all lengths for their kids to go to good schools is purely to invest in the quality of thinking that you were talking about. One of the differences lies in the story that I heard about. There's a guy called George Oppenheimer. George Oppenheimer went to Harvard and he went to Cambridge. And I think during his time at Harvard, he tried to murder his tutor, which, as you can imagine, was a crime, a capital crime. And in the process of trying him and trying to arrive at some kind of restitution for what would happen to him, he went through court cases and all sorts of things. And he went through all of these things. And he survived purely by his ability to talk. Not because he was not necessarily not guilty. He was guilty, but he had connections. And then after that, if you thought that his CV as such was tainted, he went on to hold the most important government job in Miami in the 90s as a government representative. And it was analyzed that the only reason he did that was because of what you guys are investing in, which is your social skills. When you are here, it goes beyond just the academic. It's the ability to interact and effectively work yourselves around situations. This is critical. And I think when you see people investing in that sort of education, wealthy people invest so that their children are socially adaptable. They know who to talk to. It goes beyond just the education. Gerald, I just thought I would give that dimension. You know, because it does bring a perspective.
Thanks for that. I think, get me clear. What I was saying is, I think I also tried to get what you said. The unfortunate thing is, most of us, when we, for those who are going to send children to those private schools, you live in the responsibility of the molding of the children to the institution. But in this day and age, as parents, you've got to have a role in the manner in which your kids are developing. And you find some of those schools, you will not know whether it's still your kid who's doing the homework or it's you. Because each time they come from school, they come with quite a lot of homework that you've got to help them. So I think what he's saying is the quality of the education frames the type of mind the kid will have. It institutionalizes the good type of thinking which makes them get traction earlier in life. I think that's why the time some of us grew, if you wanted to get into the articles institution, if you're coming from some of the schools that we went to, you needed at least 14 or 15 points. They know with your education they will then be able to maybe teach you to. But if you're coming from those schools that teach grooming and deportment, with their 4, 5, 6 points they get in there, because they've got the confidence, they've got what it takes to make you effectively communicate. Assertive, you know how to talk, you can effectively communicate. So I'm not saying if you can afford, pull. But what I'm trying to say is, don't then kill yourself and fail to invest in your future. Because at the end of the day, one of the things that is a complete game changer for your kid sometimes is the university you send them to. So there will be no point in sending your kid, let's say, to St. George's now, then you take them. I'm not saying it's a bad university, but you send them, let's say, to MSU. I don't know where I'm coming from. You rather send them maybe to PE, then send them to those quality universities. Because that's where they start networking and that's where the big corporates come to hunt for real skills. But what Charles is saying, I completely agree with it.
Yeah, but I think your point was mainly on the financial stress that is involved. To say maybe, I mean, why stress yourself at primary school level and be unable to manage your finances?
Yes.
And sending that kid to grade 2, grade 3 at a very expensive school.
Yes.
Then manage your finances properly, probably, shaping your child for the high school.
Exactly.
Yes,
Yes.
And maybe another issue also, maybe just on that is maybe you find maybe some parents sending a private school to a boarding, paying that much, like then fail to mold one child.
Yeah.
That's the problem again.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We come from the commission. I see some chairs there. On team building, I want us to do a small exercise, but I don't want you to cheat on this exercise. I want you to be as honest as possible. Can you take a blank piece of paper? I think you've got this sheet right. Okay, just take one. Yeah? Okay, got your paper. I would recommend you maybe to go to the base of the paper, which is clear, that doesn't have lines. You're the back of your paper, right? You got your pen. For this exercise, maybe, so that you will not have a lot of difficulty, I would request you to put your paper as landscape and not put it in front of you. You put your paper as landscape. Now you put a pen in hand. All of you got a pen in hand? Yes. Okay, I'm going to ask you to close your eyes. With your pen on top of your paper, but I want you to close your eyes. Close your eyes. This exercise, don't cheat. I want you to do it once your eyes are closed. Is that okay? Yeah. The guys will just come. Maybe open the eyes. Let's just give the guys just a minute for this. There's one way that is still coming. I see some eyes looking at me. Close your eyes. You close your eyes. You know what you want to do? You know the big five? What are the big five? Yes. And what is the most common animal that you see if you come to Kaib? Yes. We want to draw that animal with eyes closed. But I'm going to give you the instruction. And you now open your eyes. I say close your eyes. Don't draw. I'll give you instructions of drawing with your eyes closed. Okay. I want you to draw the head and the nose. Yes. With your eyes closed. The trunk, that's the nose, the trunk. With your eyes closed. Can you now put the two ears? Just put the two ears. Now put the trunks. You know the trunk, those white things that people go ivory that they push. You put those. Now draw the body, the four legs and the body. With your eyes closed.
And the tail.
I'll tell you where to put the tail. If you want, you can put the tail to draw the body. You put the body and the four legs in the tail. Yes. Now I want you to open your eyes and look at what you've drawn. Okay. important your eyes are. You get where I'm coming from? So you find this organization, some of us were mouths, some of us were feet, some of us were ears, some of us were eyes, some of us were mouth. So at the end of the day, the people will always say, the finance are going to money. If they don't stop that tape, that company will go very up. They'll be doing their role. You get where I'm coming from? So you find the purpose of this exercise is just to demonstrate to you that sometimes there are things that should be taken for granted. So if I would ask you now to draw the elephant with your eyes open, I can bet you draw something that is better than not drawn. Then there are two things. If you look at the picture that has been drawn by some of your colleagues, if it's small, generally shows that you are someone who's stingy and who So team building. I will try to reduce my tempo a bit, but I'm also conscious of the time that has been allocated. Okay. Is there a difference between those two?
Yeah. Yeah.
What's the difference? Yes.
I think the first one, they're acting as individuals.
But the objective, they are
The objective is the same, but
what's the objective?
I think it's to harm somebody.
Okay.
The second one is like the team, they support for each other in the same purpose, begin to celebrate. Yeah, so that's the difference.
Do you see what those guys are holding? They hold one. When you work as teams, you've got a primary objective that has got a certain reward. You get rewarded after the team effort. When you act as an uncoordinated group, you achieve an objective, but there's no reward. Except for maybe for guys who look in their personal capacity. You know, those days during the height of strike, some people were found with Coca-Cola refrigerators in their houses. You know the ones that, yeah. But what I'm just trying to say is, the difference, you find some organizations work as groups and not as teams. You get where I'm coming from? So you find one of the most important things if you're going to want to make your future an ascendancy in a corporate setup setting, is how well you play as a team member. It's not much to do with your skills and competence. Because when you go up the corporate ladder, it's no longer your technical skills that gets the job done, but it's your ability to work through other people and get groups to work and deliver on a particular objective. Is that clear? Yeah. So it's important, and you find some of you, depending on the respective office you are from, some of you may be in office of quite senior guys, but you find the manner in which you help that person to discharge their mandate is the motor that is making the organization going to deliver its goals. But some offices, some of you are such gatekeepers that people are even scared to come to those offices. That means you are not a team player. Okay. Teams versus groups. Teams, they are value centered. They've got character and they are focusing for success. Then groups, self-centered, insecurity and work relationships. They just get together. Some of them, they don't even know their names. You know, guys who beat up, let's say, Caps and Dynamos or Highlanders and Dynamos are playing, and they start beating up each other. The only way that they know a opponent is because of the regalia you'll be putting. And two Dynamos guys will be putting the Dynamos regalia, they bungle up to beat the Highlanders guys because they are putting the same regalia, but they don't even know their names. They're just beating this guy because it's the opposition, but the two guys don't know each other. You get where I'm coming from? They have no relationship. But in a team, you've got strong relationships. And relationships is what then gets the results delivered. So that's the difference between teams and groups. So where we come from, are we working as teams or are we working as groups? You know the companies that have gone to where you find people in this department, they don't work with. Technically speaking, people in the same company will be sabotaging each other. What does the Bible say about the kingdom that is divided? You see? Yes. So if you are working in an organization, you know, the unfortunate thing is most of us want to see change, but sometimes we don't know that we are the change agents that are supposed to administer and bring that change. So if there are things that you are seeing in the environment, you see that people are not doing as a team. Sometimes you might have to take the initiative to start making people work well together and not be part of puzzle of the people who are actually making the nation to become more antagonistic. You get where I'm coming from? Okay. I want you to do this exercise. You find as an individual, one of the most important things before you do this exercise is, one of the most important things is, if you are working in a team, you've got to understand the dynamics or the type of people that you are working with. So as an individual, there was a research that was done. The research demonstrated that we've got primary dominant traits in ourselves. By primary dominant traits, those are like your input codeness or genetic makeup. So what I want you to do is, there are 4 fundamental traits or characteristics that people can be classified into. So the slide that I'm going to show you, I would want you to pick the top 10 characteristics that you feel you fall into. You might find you've got certain traits in other areas, certain traits in other areas. But what I would now do is, I'm going to show you this slide. So, A, B, I want you to be honest. Just like we did with the elephant, if you're not honest, this whole exercise will not help you. I want you to be honest. A, like authority. Do you like authority? I don't want you to put a 1 if you like authority. Then confident. 2, if you are not that, don't write that down. If you know that you are not that, don't write it down. You get where I'm coming from? Firm. Are you firm? You know yourself. If you are not, don't write it down. So, as I go down under A, those that you are, you add 1, 2, 3 until you get the total number of characteristics that best describes you. I'll go to B, I'll go to C, I'll go to D. So A likes authority 1, confident 2 if you are that to write 2, firm 3 if you are right, if you are that to write 3, but if you are not confident, you have got 1, then firm will be 2. You are following what I'm saying? Okay. Sorry? No. Well, no, maybe what's easy? What's easy? You know what you used to do with the tally? When you put say, let's just, what you are, you just put a slash, then within it, because I think I'm confusing people. Yes. Okay, so you just put a 1, where what you are not, don't put anything. Like authority, put your confident, if you are that 1. Firm, if you are that, you put another 10. Enjoy challenges, another 1. If you are that, problem solver, if you are that. Are you bold? If you are that, you put another 1. Goal driven, if you are that, you put another 1. Strong willed, if you are that, you put another 1. Self reliant, if you are that, you put another 1. Persistent, are you persistent? If you are that, you put another 1. Takes charge, determined, enterprising, competitive, productive, purposeful, adventurous, independent, controlling, action-oriented. I want you to count the number of things that you've got there. Then put A equals the number of bars you've got. We are done. All of us are done. Okay. We go to B. Enjoys distraction. Consistent. Reserved. Practical. Factual. Perfectionist. Detailed. Inquisitive. Persistent. Sensitive. Accurate. Controlled. Predictable. Orderly. What's that? What's conscientious? So if you don't know, you don't put it. Because you are not done. Discerning, past, I think it would be great. Analytical, precise, scheduled, deliberate. 8, P is equal to the total number. Yet the purpose of this is you are profiling. So you find when you finish with this exercise, it will then even enable you to understand some of the people that you work with anyway. Because you find in Sun Tzu said, if you are in this environment, I'm putting you as part and parcel of the team. If you don't know anything about yourself and you don't know anything about your team members, you are about to perish in that organization. If you know something about yourself and know nothing about your team members, you've got a 50-50 chance of winning in that team. If you know everything about yourself and know everything about your team members, you've got a 100% chance of succeeding in that team. So this is just helping us to know yourselves and also for you to also start knowing some of the people that you work with. Then C, enthusiastic, visionary, energetic, promoter, mixes easily, fun-loving, spontaneous, creative new ideas, optimistic, infectious laughter. Takes risk, motivator, very verbal, friendly, enjoys popularity, likes variety, enjoys change, group-oriented, initiator, inspirational. C equals the total. Are you still going together?